Hello, my name is Charles June. I've been involved in the martial arts for 57 years. I started in 1963 at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. At that time, commercial karate schools or martial arts schools in general were not available to the general public. You had to go on base, a military base, in order to train. I was lucky enough to be able to train with Sergeant Sam Pearson, the late Sam Pearson from Jacksonville, and in Shorin-ryu karate. Like I said, it's been a long time since we did start. I've seen a lot of changes over the last 57 years, but it's all been for the better. I'm teaching the grandchildren of some of the people that I taught back in the early 70s now. I started teaching commercially in 1972 and have been doing it ever since. It's a very rewarding profession. I enjoy it. It's a way that you can stay in shape, keep your coordination, your timing, your focus, your balance, your speed, and your reaction time, and doing what I enjoy doing. So I've been very, very lucky to be able to do what I enjoy for a living for as long as I've done it. We started the after-school program when we moved to Reedy Branch Road about 8 years ago. Up to that time, I did not have a studio large enough for an after-school program, but it is the future of the martial arts. Our after-school program has been very successful under Sensei Michelle Setner. She's been extremely good with the children and keeping the program going. So it's getting stronger and stronger every year. Well, from the very beginning, I taught classes, and I started teaching children's classes when my associate Sam Barger moved and left me with 5 children on Dickinson Avenue back in 1982. Again, it was just children's classes. We did not have an after-school program at that time, but we started teaching more and more children, and some of these children grew up and they became instructors of ours here as well. And it's just continued to grow since then. It has changed. The curriculum has changed. The students are a lot more involved in what they're doing on a regular basis. And again, I've seen it grow, and it's grown for the better over the years. Everyone wants to be able to defend themselves, and this is a way to learn to do that in a constructive manner. Like I said, you learn to defend yourself, but it's basically about self-defense, learning how to avoid trouble situations. And this helps out in life in general, but it helps the children develop the ability to deal with life's problems without getting physical, and they have a backup plan if they have no other choice. But most martial artists never use what they've learned. They have it, but they don't have to use it. And this is a big part of growing in the martial arts. The biggest achievement to myself is watching the students that I taught as children years ago become instructors here and become part of our teaching family, and watching them teach as well, and seeing the way that their young students relate to them over the years, and as opposed to other things that have come along. The relationship that the instructors have with the students, I'm very, very fortunate to have very high quality instructors with me, and most of them have been with me for 30 years or better. And it's just really rewarding to watch what they're capable of doing and how they get the message across now. I began teaching in 1968, and I taught at Pitt Community College for 25 years. That was very rewarding. And some of these people I see today, they come in and they still study with me. Over the years, it's come and gone. It fluctuates like everything else, but the demand is there, and it probably always will be there. This has been around for centuries, and it has changed over the years, but it's changed in a positive way. The teaching that I've done, occasionally I go to seminars. I did one last weekend in Kinston. We host seminars here as well, where martial artists from the area, from Georgia, from Virginia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, to come together for fellowship and to exchange ideas. And we do this semi-annually, one time here and one time in Kinston, and that's worked out very well for us as well. The system that I teach is basically a Goju system, which literally means hard, soft. It's a Japanese system, but it has changed, and everything does change. It's really what I put together over the last 57 years. Some of it's Chinese, some of it's Korean, some of it's Okinawan, some of it's from Indonesia. It's just different techniques picked up from different cultures at different times during my training, and we've tried to fit it all together to where it works to make what we teach here a complete martial art. No one has all the answers. When Bruce Lee came up with this years ago, teaching different individuals and teaching different styles, he was considered a heretic, but now most everyone that is successful in the martial arts reaches out to other systems and finds things that work for them and incorporate that into their own system. So again, our motto is make this technique work for yourself. And that's what we stress here. If one thing doesn't work for you, well, find something that does. Well, I'm 71 years old now, and I plan on doing this as long as I physically can. I have a great structure of instructors here that are able to take over for me when I can't make it. But until that time, I continue to keep on training, and I intend to keep on teaching. It's a very rewarding thing, and it's one of the few things that you get better at as you get older. So I'll do it as long as I possibly can. Michelle Setner, who owns Apt to Learn right down the mall here from us, is also our manager and one of our top instructors. She's an excellent teacher. She's been teaching since she was 13 years old. She teaches our Little Dragons program and our after-school program, and I'd be lost without her. I feel very, very lucky to have a person of her quality and her ability here running things for me.